Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Presley and welcome back to another Movie Monday. Now today I have Deadpool 2 for you, so let's jump right into it. Now before we start this review, I just want to say I have already reviewed Deadpool 1 on the channel. Did that last week, so I'll have that linked in the description down below here. Let me know your thoughts on Deadpool 1. I really dug it. I gave it a 4 stars out of 5. Check out my thoughts there. But yes, Deadpool 2 I think is a very classic case of a sequel falling short, especially a comedy sequel, because it does a lot of the things that the first movie does, though not as good because it's not as original. Firstly, I do like the introduction of Cable throughout here. I think he's a really cool menace. I love how he's kind of a threat to Deadpool, and by the end they end up working together. I like his presence in the film. I think Josh Brolin does a great job and he adds some macho to the film. But I wasn't the biggest fan of Deadpool in this movie. Now, Wade Wilson, he's as funny as ever, and the hijinks with him and Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, great, but I feel like what he was doing in this film, it didn't really work for me. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, it is a little bit of a spoiler here, but Wade Wilson's wife, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, Vanessa, does get killed at the beginning of this book after he's just been out and about doing his own thing, and it's a little bit inconsequential throughout the rest of the film because the person that ends up killing him, it just is completely disappeared from the entire film. So Wade Wilson is kind of just sulking throughout this entire movie. So it doesn't really feel like this film is about him. He's just going along for the ride. He's helping this kid, Russell, who's a mutant, trying to control his anger and his powers. He ends up like turning on him, and Russell feels betrayed by him, and so now he has to fight Russell. None of it really feels like anything that Deadpool is supposed to be doing, because I feel like this film should have been about maybe him getting revenge for Vanessa, but instead he's kind of torturing himself, trying to kill himself, and ultimately getting swept up in this journey of revenge on Cable's part. Overall, it just felt a little bit weird. Also, the humor throughout here is good, it's funny, but it's not as funny as the first film, and it doesn't feel as original. It kind of feels like we're rehashing some of the same jokes. The taxi driver friend is funny. I love his little arc throughout here, and it does have some good payoff from the first movie. But yes, overall, the characters in here were pretty good. Deadpool, just not my favorite. Now, one aspect about this film that I think a lot of people liked that I didn't really care for that much was the whole X-Force thing. Now, I get the funny joke of all these different wacky characters coming together, but when we spend 10 to 15 minutes gathering the entire team just for them to literally all get killed off immediately, it felt like a little bit too much of a buildup for kind of a dumb gag that was very, very predictable. Now, the little Brad Pitt cameo was funny. It did make me laugh, and Peter is a great addition to the Deadpool universe. But I don't know, something about this film being marketed as an X-Force film and the only character from the X-Force being Domino left, I think was just kind of whatever. Also, Deadpool's X-Force uniform, it's supposed to be gray and black from the comics, but it's literally just him covered in ash and dirt from the final fight, so it doesn't actually feel like a new suit. They literally just color graded it to look like it's dirty. I thought it was very lazy, and I do like how Ryan Reynolds, or Deadpool, in this film does kind of call out the lazy writing sometimes, but just because they call it out and jab fun at it doesn't mean that it excuses any fact that it is lazy writing. So overall, I don't know. There were some things in this film that I thought were really funny, but other things like that, creative choices that I didn't think really worked very well. Now let's talk about the villain. The main villain of this film ended up being Russell, which is this young kid who can't really control his powers. He's been in this creepy like hospital or mental institution where these people are experimenting on children. It is really disturbing. That part of his backstory is actually really profound, really great, and very emotional, creepy. So the guy that has been doing this to him, you feel very angry towards him. He does get under your skin, and we can understand why Russell is so angry and he wants to burn down this orphanage. I completely get it. I think Russell kind of toes the line in this film between being funny and being obnoxious. There are some scenes like where he's taunting Deadpool by doing like the fake dancing and the mime stuff. I thought that was pretty funny, but there's a lot of other scenes in here where he's a bit obnoxious and annoying, and a lot of his humor doesn't work. I feel like he's trying to compete with Ryan Reynolds for who can be funnier in the movie, and obviously there's no competition. It's going to be Ryan Reynolds. So I don't know. Russell is kind of okay throughout some of the film. He's kind of good sometimes. He's kind of bad sometimes. I think he's a bit whatever. I will say though, I really dug the whole Juggernaut stuff throughout here. I love Wade Wilson's banter with the Juggernaut. I love the I'm gonna rip you in half now. I think it's so good. I love all of the Juggernaut jokes throughout here. Overall, yes, he was probably my favorite part of the film, him and Cable, and overall, they were the two best characters. Now, I've spoken decently negative about some aspects of this film. Overall, I did enjoy it enough. I think it's a little bit blander than the first one. I don't think it's bad though. I genuinely enjoyed a lot of it, and the stuff that was good was really funny, like the Kiriko and Deadpool constantly like saying hello to each other. I think it's a cute little aspect of the movie. And yes, overall, I gave this film a 6 out of 10 or 3 stars out of 5. Again, I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Let me know in the comments down below if you have watched Deadpool 2. If you have, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? And what is your rating? Again, I gave a 3 out of 5 for me. And if you haven't watched it yet, I think you really should. It's funny. It's good, though it's not as good as the first film. But yes, thank you so very much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.